When you do the asanas, take the example of asana because you people are doing it. When you raise your hand or you bend, there are some painful stretches. What is said? Take away your mind from that. Relax the muscles. Focus somewhere else. Focus in the brain. Blood is rushing there. Feel the heaviness there. Forget about the pain in the thighs and calf muscles. This is how the detachment is being taught slowly and slowly in the yoga. You are detaching. Pain is there, but you are detaching yourself from that. You are not attaching to the pain. It's not being said, okay, you focus on there or feel the suffering. No, don't feel the suffering. Take away your mind from that. Relax the muscle. Do the opposite. Pain is there, but it is enjoy. This is also said. Remember? The final position, enjoy. Then the students say, what enjoy? A lot of pain and stress is there. But yoga is a teaching of the non-attachment. So if it becomes clear, then you can do the yoga with the clarity. If the clarity is there, then you will pick up more fast. So aim is removal of all the vrittis from the chitta, and the way is non-attachment, practice of non-attachment. And this practice of non-attachment leads to the samadhi. The Sutra 17, yeah, please.
Earlier you were saying that when you meditate, you try to achieve a thoughtless state, right? When your mind is calm, which is possible most of the times if you're regularly meditating. But what happens when you are in the world, out in the world, and your mind is racing with thoughts, or there are too many thoughts at that point of time, and you're not in a state to meditate at that time, obviously because you're interacting with the world. So in that state, how does one try to remove so many thoughts and try to focus on that one thing which is needed?
No need to remove the thought initially. You have to always remember that you are the operator. This is the key. The whole key of Patanjali Yoga Sutra is in the first word of his first shloka, Atha, now. Now you are the operator. Thoughts are going on. What is happening in your machine is known to you. Be aware. You say, my machine is in trouble. It's giving a lot of pain. A lot of confusion is coming. Conflict is there. But in your machine, not in you. Mind is your machine. Very important one.
Do you stop so many thoughts, or you don't stop?
The moment you will start looking at it, the moment you assume the position of the operator,
You detach.
detachment takes place, and these thoughts gain the power through your attachment to them. These are subtleties. Try to
The more you resist, the more it persists.
Yes.
So let them flow. After some time, they will just vanish. It takes some time. Let them flow. Just observe them. Don't
As
brood
you see,
on them.
detach.
keep on reminding, as in Islam, they do namaz 5 times. Hinduism, Trisandhya 3 times. So make it a rule at least 10 times in a day or hourly. If you are awake for 12 hours, 15 hours, hourly you will remind yourself for a minute with open eyes, moving, doing any work. I am the operator. I am the soul, Atman. This is my machine body mind complex. Just start doing this for 1 minute. Many times you will forget to do that, because machine is so capable of distracting you, not allowing you. I gave yesterday the example that a small boy tied to the horse, on the back of the horse, and horse is taking him wherever horse wants to go. One day the boy somehow untied himself, sat on the back of the horse and started controlling it. Initially horse revolted. What is this? He was so free. Same is with the body and mind. They were taking the operator for a ride from since birth till today, and suddenly operator has started asserting itself. Then the machine will say, okay, so now you have woken up and trying to order me. So it will create lots of resistance, which will immediately, most of the time, put you in the sleep. Again back, you will forget everything. It happens. The moment you move out of the class, you forget that you are the operator. So all the time you cannot remember, but at least 1 minute in 1 hour, 1 minute in 1 hour, if you can make this practice, you will be growing very rapidly. 1 minute in 1 hour.
So going on what Kashmira said in terms of the mind, there's a lot of thoughts. So as long as we understand that I, soul, mind is saying or mind is seeing thoughts, but we will not allow that to...
See, operator is not trained. It's not capable of controlling the mind. Yoga is being taught to the operator, so it can learn the techniques. I have come to know someone has gifted me this computer. I know this is my computer, but I have to learn to run it properly. I have to learn programming it also, and all at the same time I have to learn hardware repairing also. If I want to do it wonderfully, some problem occurs, then I can open it, do the things. But that I have to learn. So that learning is yoga. Problems will be there. It is not just by hearing everything will be done. No. It is not through the hearing. Patanjali gives a practical method also that will come in the second chapter. This is only now the understanding, that at least you understand. Its theory is being taught initially. It's almost like Jnana Yoga, that you are being given the full understanding. With the understanding, now you have to practice. Practice of non-attachment. Now it becomes very vague. How to practice non-attachment? So how mercifully Patanjali has designed 8 limbs yoga. I know it's very difficult to practice non-attachment. So if you do this, if you follow these steps, you will be automatically getting detached. Detachment means more freedom, more bliss, more joy, more life. Yoga is not for the isolation. It is not for the persons who live in secluded places. Maybe they are for the trainings, but the whole creation is of God. He wants to make you it enjoy fully. Someone asked Vivekananda that you are a monk, how do you enjoy the world? He said, I even eat the fruit, the coverings of the fruit. I enjoy each and every bit of the world more than anyone can enjoy. Reason is simple. The hindrance in the enjoyment comes from the machine. Wrong working of the machine. You said thoughts are coming. So they are not allowing you to enjoy this beautiful grandeur created by the Almighty. See how He has created. Look at the sky, look at the clouds, look at the rains, look at the trees, look at the oceans, rivers, mountains, look at the earth. Earth is in suspended animation in the space, miracle of the miracle. It's not falling down. You are so sure, you are sitting here so comfortably, not worried that it may fall down suddenly. It's an infinite space in which it is hanging, not only hanging, moving around the sun, taking a round. What game is going on? Any day, any force may break, any force may weaken, which is holding. But we are not afraid. We have that much trust in the Creator. We even know that if we sleep, our breath will continue. We have that much trust in this machine and in the Creator of this machine that He has not made any error into it. Sometimes it may happen that sleeping, then this breath stop. We eat food without thinking anything. We know that machine is there, digestive system is there. It will digest. I am here to only enjoy the taste. So God has made this for really to be full of bliss, either through taste or by the sight, by the touch, smell, sound. For that the music has been devised, but then the mind is such culprit that it has devised such musics that will not give you peace. But there are musics who really give you peace, make you very, very relaxed. So there are fragrances who really give you great amount of bliss. So both the things are going on. There are people who are after the bliss, and there are others who don't know for what they are here on the earth. They think they are very permanent people here, permanent resident of earth, permanent citizens. So they are hoarding money and depriving others. So these are all because they are not in the position of operator. They don't understand for what the whole creation is. It is for joy. See why God would have created this infinite creation? Out of joy only. God has no purpose other than that. Out of joy everything came. But unfortunately our machines are such that they put the bar, put the obstacles. So Patanjali being so kind, all the avatars, gurus, they are so kind that they are telling all the machines, all the operators to wake up, take the charge of the machines. You are sleeping, wake up, learn the art, learn the yoga and be free, and then enjoy the creation. There is no death to you. The moment you become free, you become eternal. It is not only this physical creation, there are many levels of creations. As I said, this is 1 unit of the Ananda. There are thousand times of Ananda there. But we are not here able to get that 1 unit of Ananda. So how we can expect to go to such places, such planes where Ananda is multifold many times? We are suffering, we are in trouble, we are tensed, we are stressed up. So we are very untrained, unprofessional operators. Are we professional operators? Let's put it this way. It is such a wonderful machine, the human body, mind, which needs to be repaired, which needs to be, now it's in your hand. If this system is to be upgraded, I will put some more RAM into it, increase its capacity. Similarly, we have this mind, but there are other minds also. Intuitive mind is there, higher mind is there, supramental mind is there. So download them. For that, yoga is replace this mind, delete this operating system, install the new operating system which works on a higher principles, which gives more joy. Yoga is meant for that. If we are really willing to transform ourselves, then yoga is there. Otherwise, yoga is merely exercise and nothing else. Little bit to keep the body healthy, mind stress free for the time being, momentary. That too, momentary. But that is also good, not bad. So, this non-attachment takes you to the samadhi. There is a verse 17 in the first chapter of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The English translation is the concentration called right knowledge. If you want to write, you can write down, otherwise I have given the PPT to you. The concentration called right knowledge is that which is followed by reasoning, discrimination, bliss, unqualified egoism. This is called sampragyat samadhi in technical terms, the right knowledge. 17, first chapter. Sampragyat samadhi. So, how non-attachment is taking to this sampragyat samadhi? It is through reasoning, discrimination, that is leading to the bliss and unqualified egoism. Let me explain it in a very simple term. Yesterday we discussed that the mind has three parts. One is called subconscious, another is conscious, and another is superconscious. It is one chain. Subconscious, which is installed in our body. All the internal organs function through subconscious mind. If heart is beating, if there is pulse, if there is blood circulation, all this is being governed by the subconscious mind. And whatever has become the habit goes into the subconscious mind. You start learning driving, initially you learn it very consciously. But through repeated practice, it becomes habit and goes down to your subconscious mind, then it works automatically. So every automatic function can be brought under conscious mind. Yogis do that. They stop the heartbeat at will, they start the heartbeat at will. There are some yogis, they demonstrate it. So everything which was once under the conscious mind over a period of time has become automatic. So this is one part of the mind. Second is the conscious mind, which is the field of reason in which we live. And reason is unstable. We go on reasoning, and it will disappear like this. We are discussing, but what we discussed 1 minute before is not in the mind. Because nothing stays there. It is such a field, this conscious mind, that everything appears and disappears. This is a reality. And as a scientist, we should know the things how they are. This is the nature of the conscious mind. Otherwise, we have gone through lots of good books, lots of preachings. What remains? Nothing. Thought waves arises, finally subsides, become the impression. So whatever you are hearing or listening here, that is becoming the impression and sanskara. And when the time will come, if you properly receiving, time will come in this life or other life, when these circumstances are ripe, suddenly it will come up, take over. That is why satsang is called so important in our shastras. Creating good samskaras, creating good impressions. This is very beneficial. It may yield result in this life or may not in this life, but they are going to yield result in this birth, next birth, or some other birth. This is sure. Because when one person dies, his manomaya kosha and pranamaya kosha goes with the soul. Only the annamaya kosha remain here, which is either burnt or worried. And all the impressions are in the manomaya kosha. So it goes with the soul and determines the next birth. So this area of reasoning, whatever can be learned is in this area only, in the area of consciousness. So Patanjali is saying reasoning, if it leads to the discrimination, practice of non-attachments takes you to the samadhi. How? Reasoning changing into the discrimination. Please note it down. These are the steps. When reasoning changes into the discrimination, know that you are progressing. Discrimination is what is real, what is unreal. When this thinking starts, is this body real? Why I am after so much? Why I am so greedy? When this world, this body, this life is not real? Why I am after this unreal? This discrimination when it starts. When reasoning transforms itself into the discrimination, vivek. When the intellect transforms itself into the vivek, wisdom, otherwise we live blinded. When it was asked to Yudhishthira in Mahabharata, and what is the miracle? What surprises you more in this world? Yudhishthira replied that what surprises me most is that every human being sees others dying, never thinks that he is going to die. So discrimination is needed. What is real, what is unreal? Because 99% people live in the field of reasoning, never rising up to the level of discrimination. And we are talking about replacing this mind, old mind, with the new mind. We are trying to replace this old software of the mind with which we are born, with the new mind which is available in the creation. And there are yogis, sadhus, gurus who have downloaded little higher version. That's why we adore them. That's why we pay respect to them. Reason is only this, nothing else. And that new mind has its own vibrations, a field of electromagnetic vibrations. When you come into that field, you feel relaxed. That starts affecting your software, also your mind. So you feel relaxed, you feel energized. So the respect comes. So reason, with the practice of non-attachment, what will happen? First, your reasoning mind will become a discriminating mind. And once this discrimination getting established, you will start feeling bliss. Bliss will start pouring in. And more bliss pouring in will take you to the state of unqualified egoism. Means sense of doership, I am, will take a new shape of only a sense of presence. Only am, no I. And then the joy will become more, and this is samadhi.
Because then if it is M and not I, then it is not the ego, it is the...
Yeah, this is only sense of presence. You will enjoy unlimited sense of presence. Ego limits. So way is practice of non-attachment every day, 1 minute, morning, night, then increasing it to every hour 1 minute. Okay? Start with every day morning, just waking up and before the sleep, a practice of becoming operator. Then take it after 7 days practice, take the resolve that every hour I will be reminding myself that I have a wonderful body and mind machine. This is the practice, how the practice of non-attachment starts. And then see